Did you know that some of the most common health checkups for seniors can sometimes do more harm than good? It sounds counterintuitive, but it's a reality backed by concerning data. Studies show that 37% of medical tests performed on older adults lead to unnecessary treatments, anxiety, or dangerous complications. And some reports suggest overtreatment affects up to 28% of adults over 65. Even more shocking, over 99% of seniors are unaware of these hidden risks, believing every test is a step toward better health. Before we go deeper, let me know in the comments, have you or someone you know ever gotten a test that caused more stress than clarity? But is that always true? Are all preventative tests actually helpful for those over 70? Let's uncover which common tests quietly put older adults at risk. Stay tuned for the top 5. The last one may shock you, as many see it as harmless healthcare. If this is eye-opening, hit like so more families can learn. Here's the core issue. More tests don't always mean more safety. Overdiagnosis occurs when a test finds something that would never cause problems, turning normal aging into a medical condition. The medical cascade follows. One harmless finding leads to follow-ups, invasive procedures, and even hospitalization, all from a non-threatening issue. Take Mrs. Thompson, 72. A routine scan found a tiny kidney spot, leading to a CT, a biopsy, internal bleeding, and a hospital stay. It was a harmless cyst. Or Mr. Jensen, 78, whose minor PSA spike led to a prostate biopsy and a month-long infection, though it was non-cancerous. Small findings can trigger major health events. This is why knowing which checkups over 70 may do more harm than good is critical. If these stories sound familiar, drop a comment. It helps others feel less alone. Coming in at number 5 is the routine bone density scan, or DEXA scan, which uses low-dose X-rays to measure bone mineral density and screen for osteoporosis. On the surface, it seems logical. Bones weaken with age, so why not check? The issue is that these scans often reveal osteopenia, lower than average bone density, that isn't osteoporosis. For many seniors, this is just a normal part of aging, not a disease. Once labeled osteopenia, many are immediately prescribed powerful medications like bisphosphonates. While vital for severe osteoporosis with high fracture risk, these drugs carry serious side effects: digestive problems, esophageal irritation, and, in rare cases, osteonecrosis of the jaw. JAMA Internal Medicine found that up to 67% of women over 65 taking bisphosphonates for osteopenia never end up experiencing a fracture. That means many are exposed to risk with little benefit. For mild age-related bone loss, the risks often outweigh the benefits. Safer, more effective alternatives include weight-bearing exercise, adequate calcium and vitamin D intake, and balance exercises like Tai Chi. Lifestyle, not a scan label, is often the best medicine. Are you or your loved ones prioritizing exercise and diet before rushing into a scan? If you agree lifestyle should come before medication, tap like so this message spreads. Number 4 is the brain MRI for mild age-related memory loss. A loved one forgets names or misplaces keys, and the instinct is a brain scan. But for seniors with mild memory complaints and no alarming symptoms, MRIs often cause anxiety and unnecessary tests. Older brains naturally look different, and scans almost always find minor changes, white matter spots, or slight shrinkage, which are often normal. A New England Journal of Medicine study found nearly 50% of people over 70 with normal cognition have white matter lesions. Seeing these can trigger panic, specialist visits, more imaging, or invasive procedures like spinal taps, creating stress and financial burden without changing treatment. Take 75-year-old Miss Rodriguez, who had an MRI after forgetting a doctor's appointment. Minor white matter changes led her daughter to fear dementia. Anxiety mounted until her neurologist confirmed the findings were typical for her age. A simpler first step is an in-office cognitive screening by a primary care doctor, followed by proven lifestyle interventions. Mentally stimulating activities, social engagement, quality sleep, and a brain-healthy diet. Sliding into number 3 is the cardiac stress test for asymptomatic individuals. This treadmill test is crucial for people with chest pain or shortness of breath, but for healthy seniors over 70 with no symptoms, it's risky. It has a high false positive rate, up to 40%, often leading to invasive procedures like cardiac catheterization or angiograms. Research shows that for every 1,000 asymptomatic people screened, only one actually benefits, while many face risks like bleeding, infection, kidney injury from contrast dye, or even heart attack or stroke. Even harmless blockages can result in unnecessary stents. A just-to-be-safe heart test can put a perfectly healthy person in the operating room for no reason. For low-risk, asymptomatic seniors, a resting EKG or a coronary calcium scan, less likely to trigger a cascade, is far more sensible. Our runner-up at number 2 is the routine screening colonoscopy. This is the most controversial on our list because we've long been told colonoscopies are the gold standard for preventing colon cancer, and for many under 70, they are. But the risk-benefit calculation shifts as we age. For those over 70, and especially over 75 with no history of polyps or colon cancer, the risks of the procedure start to outweigh the benefits. First, the bowel cleansing prep can be harsh, causing severe dehydration and dangerous electrolyte imbalances. Second, sedation carries higher risks, including breathing problems or adverse reactions. And while the procedure is generally safe, it still has a small but real risk of serious complications like bowel perforation or major bleeding. The Annals of Internal Medicine reports that for adults over 75, the risk of serious complications begins to approach the benefit of the screening. Consider Mr. Chen, 81, who underwent a screening colonoscopy with no symptoms. A tiny, slow-growing polyp was removed, but 2 days later he was in the ER with severe bleeding requiring a transfusion and a long hospital stay. The polyp would have taken decades to become dangerous, but removing it triggered an immediate complication. The good news? Excellent non-invasive alternatives now exist. Stool-based tests like the ETFIT test detect cancer effectively, can be done at home, need no prep or sedation, and carry no perforation risk. If positive, a colonoscopy can then be used as a diagnostic tool, protecting most seniors from unnecessary invasive procedures. Now, the number 1 health checkup to avoid after 70, the annual full-body CT scan. Marketed as the ultimate executive physical, it seems ideal, a single scan of every organ. But it's one of the most dangerous screenings for healthy seniors. The main issue is radiation. One scan exposes you to 10-20 millisieverts, equivalent to 100-200 chest X-rays, or years of natural background radiation. While one scan carries a small risk, annual scans compound it. Even more concerning is overdiagnosis. Full-body scans almost always find something: tiny lung nodules, harmless liver cysts, adrenal bumps, most of which are benign. A review from the American College of Radiology shows nearly 95% of incidentalomas are benign and require no intervention. Yet discovery triggers a cascade of scans, biopsies, and surgeries with serious risks. Major medical organizations agree full-body CTs should investigate symptoms, not serve as routine screening. How to talk to your doctor about reducing unnecessary tests. Here's how older adults, or anyone caring for them, can confidently discuss avoiding unnecessary tests. Ask for the reasoning behind every test. What specific problem are we trying to confirm or rule out? Ask how the result would change treatment. If the answer is, "I'm not sure," or "it probably won't," the test may be unnecessary. Ask about the risks of false positives, especially important for imaging like MRIs and CTs. Ask about safer alternatives. Sometimes blood tests, physical exams, or watchful waiting provide equal value. Request shared decision-making. Most doctors appreciate when patients want to make informed, balanced choices. If you want, I can expand this into a dedicated on-screen checklist. The key takeaway: after 70, less can be more. The goal isn't to avoid doctors, but to be a smarter, engaged patient. Always ask 2 crucial questions before any test. If this finds something, what will we do? And what happens if we do nothing right now? This shifts the focus from simply finding problems to making thoughtful decisions. Healthy aging isn't about more scans, it's about evidence-based choices. Staying active, eating well, prioritizing sleep, and nurturing mental and social well-being. Take control of your health. Don't hand it over to a machine. Before you go, tell us in the comments, which of these tests surprised you the most? If you found this valuable, share it with a parent, grandparent, or anyone who could benefit. And don't forget to like the video so YouTube shows it to more families. Next week, we'll cover the 5 essential health screenings seniors should get, so subscribe to catch it. Thanks for watching.